Akasa. Now in Sanskrit, the name means Akash in Hindi, sky, that means in English. And now is the name of India's newest upcoming airline. Now to talk about that, I'm joined by Mr. Vinay Dube, who's the MD of Akasa Air. And this company, as all of us have been speaking about, is backed by Big Bull Rakesh Jhunjhunwala as well. And we have Aditya Ghosh, also as a part of the team. Vinay, thanks a lot for speaking to us. First of all, in this world of ULCCs, LCCs, and full service carriers, where will we see Akasa Air?
I'd say definitely in the middle. We are LCC. I think initially we were incorrectly characterized as a ULCC, but I would say we would be a budget carrier. We will have a single fleet type, a single class of service, and all of the other traits that go with a normal budget carrier. But I would say what we would like to do in addition to that is have sort of warm and efficient customer service, a very dependable offering to our customers, and of course be very affordable.
Vinay, in the airline industry, they say that if you have started it right, if the contracts in the initial part is right, then half the journey is won. You've already secured a big contract with 737 MAX. How's the starting been? How's the beginning been?
I think, whenever we talk about our starting, you first must reference the time we're living in, and my heart goes out to everyone that has suffered through COVID, especially the people that have had deaths in and around their family. So certainly that's something that I'm very, very mindful of. Having said that, we've been very fortunate in the way we have started the airline. We've got a great team of founders. And yes, I think, when you look at aircraft, the asset, and the aircraft maintenance, that's about 40% of an airline's cost structure. Another 40% comes from fuel. So getting the aircraft and engine maintenance done correctly from day one is very, very important. And thankfully, we've got that in place already. So we're very pleased in terms of how we're starting.
Give us a breakup of how are you going to start, because you have a large order placed, but by when will how many aircrafts come? What is the idea? Can you give us a timeline?
Sure. So we're looking to get our first aircraft in the second half of April. And the first aircraft will not be immediately put into commercial service. The first aircraft will be used to help us with our operating certificate and all the things that need to go along with that. Our first commercial flight we hope to have in late May or early June. By the end of the fiscal year 22-23, so by the end of March 23, we hope to have 18 aircraft delivered. And then you'll have 14 to 16 aircraft every 12 months thereafter, which will make up our order of 72 delivered over a 5-year period.
What is the market we're looking at? Will this be predominantly a metro-led market or the tier 2, tier 3 cities? And will Mumbai serve as the hub?
So we're looking at not doing, at least, focused on the metro to metros, but we will focus on the metro to tier 2 cities. We are talking with Mumbai Airport, we're talking with Bangalore Airport, Delhi Airport, we're talking with the GMR Group, we're talking with the Adani Group, we're talking with AAI. So it's hard to say at this point what is going to be our focus city. I won't call it a hub. But what our focus cities are going to be, because we still need to be able to get a sense of the slots we're going to get, the parking bays we're going to get, the check-in counters we're going to get. And so that's still in flux. We'd love to be able to serve Mumbai. As you know, that's a home and headquarters for us, and we'd love to be able to have that as a big part of our network.
Many people ask this question that, airline is it's a very competitive industry, and margins are very thin here. You've been a part of many groups yourself. What is the thought behind Akasa, and what will be the differentiating factor with respect to Akasa that makes you believe that you will be a successful venture in a market where almost 50% is dominated by one player?
Yeah. So first, let me talk about the thought behind Akasa, and really this was something that was intricately linked to how, for me personally, but the founding team views India. We look at India as having this amazingly bright future. And to have that amazingly bright future, you absolutely need an underpinning of a very strong, solid transportation networks and links. And by transportation, it's not just air, although we're focused on that, but it's rail, sea, car, train, every manner of it. We think having very solid transportation links is what will power India's growth engine, and we want to be a part of that. We also looked at a number of everyday Indians who've still today in 2022 who haven't taken a flight as yet, and we wanted to be part of that story where we could help continue to democratize air travel like it has been over the last several years. So really it is this thought of serving India, serving Indians, being part and enabling India's growth that were the origins of Akasa. Along with that was a belief in ourselves as a founding team, as well as the support, because you never do this alone. You do this with a lot of help. But the belief that we actually could do it correct. As you said, this is a difficult business, but one of the factors in our favor was that we have a very experienced founding team. So we understand the kinds of things that you need to set up from day one, which will have an impact and play out over the next 10 plus years. And that's getting your aircraft contract right, that's getting your leasing contract right, getting your engine maintenance contract right, but that's also hiring the leadership team, right? And that's what we've done, and that's what gives us confidence that we will have a very durable business ahead of us.
Was COVID in a way helpful to secure contracts in a market which was down?
I would say not necessarily, although unfortunately as a result of COVID, there are a number of people that have lost their jobs that we have access to, both in the leadership ranks, but also a number of pilots, a number of flight attendants, a number of engineers, sadly. So yes, there is an element which is sad for us, but honestly we're fortunate to be able to add to the economy. We're fortunate to be in a position to hire people. That's our way of giving back. So there are elements of it like that will be helpful.
Do you have at this point of time any timeline for breaking even?
No, at this point in time, we've got, as you imagine, a full 5-year plan, but it's not something that we've made public. And with fuel prices going up and down, these are things that we will play out and will play out over a period of time, but not something that I'm ready to share and disclose today.
A lot of people ask this question: how will you manage the price wars? Because you are, as you said, you are a competent team. All of you have worked in many airlines, and the market leader will see it. In the end of the day, they will look at it as a threat. And even right now in the industry, when you were at Jet or Go, you experience a lot of price wars by the market leader or even the competition. Now, in that scenario, given the fact that you're not running with a lot of cash right now, how will you manage that situation, and how will you make sure that the profitability remains intact?
Yeah. So first, let me say that it's not our intention to get into any war or any fight with any carrier. We think the market, as I talked about, the India story, it's large enough for there to be many carriers. We're geographically a large country, and from a population perspective, we're a large country. We've got a growing middle class, and aviation is a very underserved market. So I'd say first and foremost that there's plenty to go around for everyone. And our focus, honestly, is not going to be our competitors. Our focus is going to be our customers and our employees. You get those two aspects correct, you really serve your customers well, with reliability, with dependability, with warmth and affection. You treat your employees right, build an employee-centric company, really focus on their welfare, put them first. And I think getting those two right is going to hold us in good stead. And if we get those two right, I think we'll be fine. The third element of it that I should say, you talked about not having much cash, and yes, there's no startup that says we're flush with cash. But look, one of the important elements of getting an airline right is to be well capitalized from day one. And as you know, our capital structure is very important, and that's why having marquee investors like Mr. Jhunjhunwala is very important for us. And continuing to be well capitalized in the future is also very important for us.
So will you look at raising more funds going ahead?
At the right time, not immediately, because I would say that we are well capitalized for where we are today. But in the future, if additional funds are required, absolutely we will look at it, but not at this point.
Last question before I let you go. How did you convince Ajay? What was the pitch you gave to him in a market which is so competitive, getting him on board? What was the pitch by all of you guys?
Look, I think you've known me before. I don't have a sales side or a sales personality and a normal personality. Generally speaking, I'm a relatively sort of quiet, shy person, and so there wasn't much of a pitch beyond what I've told you. It was the fact that India has a wonderful future. It was the fact that if you set up the airline correctly from day one, and create a competitive cost structure from day one, you can actually build a durable enterprise. So it was just these very basics that we talked about, and the team, right? And that's what's important to Mr. Jhunjhunwala. That's what's important, I think, to any investor, that you've got your fundamentals correct, and you've got a good team. And with Aditya, with Belson, with Anand, with Praveen, with Neelu, Priya, Bhavin, etc., and the broader team, Floyd and Harjinder, Ajit, Daniel. I mean, I can name our entire team. Ankur. We've got a very, very solid team, and it's that team, along with the sort of the business aspects that we talked about, that convinced him to make the investment.
Vinay, thanks a lot for speaking to us. This was the first interaction of Vinay as Akasa Air, and we hope that we continue meeting when the first aircraft comes, when there are a lot of big events yet to come in Akasa Air. We wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.